You don't know?
I don't know. Who are we? Who are you?
Sewing Machines Express, Windmill Sewing Center, and Quilters HQ. The websites are QHQ, the number 2, windmillsewingcenter.com, and quiltershq.com.
The colorways might get messed up.
Yeah. Okay, shall we get started?
I think so.
Okay, move everything over here. So this is block 4C. I love this block. It's so pretty.
Hi, Patsy. How are you?
Second to the last block. One more block after this.
Can
and then
you
we're
believe
doing
that?
Sashings. I know, right?
And what a fun project so far. So I know you were sewing on it last night, even a little bit.
I was finishing a couple of the blocks that I started here. So I have all the blocks at home, but you know, once they're pieced together, they just look so cool.
Amber, welcome.
So
hanging in there.
In your kit, you should have a width of fabric 8 inches, subcut to 4-inch strips. I'm just going to cut. I'm going to fold it like this and do 4 at a time. So actually 8. And we're only going to piece a portion of this, so I'm not going to cut all of it. So instead of cutting it, I actually just folded it in half and fold this up like this.
And guys, remember, if you're just getting on, hi Debbie, welcome. The website is down right now, so you can't get the pattern. They're working on it. Some certificate issues they were having, so maybe check first thing in the morning. So sorry about that.
There's 8. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to have a bigger piece of fabric left over.
Hi Leslie, how are you? Remember, you do have to put some kind of a comment to get in the free giveaway.
24, and last one of these is going to be 32. And there we go. There's all of our perfectly cut pieces, and then we've got this bigger scrappy piece left that we can do something else with later. We need 8 of each of these. So I don't want to get my salvage in there. I was working on one of my blocks and I was sewing it together, and it had just a little smudge of the salvage in it. I pieced it anyway. It wasn't showing, it was left in the seam. So there's 6 of those. I'm going to set that aside for a second and then cut these. So remember, with your AccuQuilt, 6 layers at a time. And then I'm going to put these 2 together to get my extra pieces.
Do you know which block was that book?
I don't know which block it was right off the top of my head. And the website's down, so I can't really tell you. But I can tell you that the blocks that we're working with today in this quilt are 16-inch blocks. This is a 12-inch block. This was made using the 6-inch cube, so a little bit different size. So if you bought the kit, you might need to follow the rotary cutting instructions. So I'm going to pull out 2 of Perfect. 2 of these and 2 of the blue, and we're just going to sew our our triangles on. Hey Robert, I need the guide. Yeah. So used to sewing with it, it's hard for me to sew without it. I can do it, but I can't sew quite as fast as I normally would. So there's one of my secrets to sewing so fast is having that magnet there, and then you can just floor it. Thank you.
I think it was 3D. Oh yeah, somebody else.
Somebody jumped in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Reach for the Sun kit, very beautiful.
Ooh, is this a new machine? It smells like oil. It must be. I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Today I'm sewing on the Juki TL18.
Yeah, Chewy, that is correct. It is the kit from the shop hop.
The one behind me.
Yeah.
Yep. And we have some left.
Oh, which one are we doing? We don't have the quilt that you're working on right now.
We're all making this one together.
Yeah, so Leslie, this is part of the sew along. These are just show and tells back there.
We actually have kits for the quilts behind us.
Yeah. Just got one left over of the Reach for the Sun, and we'll show that one. And I think we've got 3 or 4 left of the shop hop quilt kit.
Yep. We can always make more too. If somebody wants one. And I'm working on a new quilt, just so you know. It's for AccuQuilt Club. Plus, I've almost got the pattern done for the log cabin flag that I showed you.
The third quilt, or the 3D quilt, it is...
The price?
$59.95.
$59.95 for the 3D quilt. I think I named it Kansas Homestead, but 3D quilt works too, because it kind of has that, doesn't it?
It does. It really has that multi-dimensional look.
So if you would like one of those kits, comment "Make It Mine," and you could say 3D kit, and we have, oops, I missed a piece, one of the Reach for the Stars quilt kit, Reach for the Sun left. And it was $109 or $111. I'll give you the exact price for that here in a minute.
So this one is the Reach for the Sun quilt.
Yep.
What size is that quilt?
59 inches, I think.
52 by 52.
I was wrong. 52 by 52.
So
So nice throw size.
Mm-hmm.
It goes together really quick. Okay, so I need my little doohickey for these. We're gonna just press these over really quick. Oh, and I want to say hi to Christensen. Christian. Is it Christian or Christensen? Carrie, comment and let me know. I think it's Kristen. Christian. A young fan watching tonight. I got to meet him in the store.
Yes, I met him today as well. Titus?
Titus.
Yes.
I'm confusing your family. So hi, Titus.
Oh, he's giggling.
Titus pointed out a new use for this. that I'm going to share with you. And I think,
Oh, sorry, it is Christian. Titus is the older one.
okay, Christian.
Sorry, Christian.
And it's for making paper airplanes. You get that really nice.
Perfect crease. Nice.
Perfect crease. If I'd have had one of these, I'd have probably been expelled, but it doesn't matter. So these are going to go together. Move the pattern out of the way so you can see. So this is going to be your outside corner. And then all of these face the same direction for each segment. So then you're going to make 4 segments just like this. And then turn them to make this pattern. Easy peasy. Let's get these pieced.
Hi, Carla. How are you tonight?
Oops, cut twice.
It's a 2-cut.
I know, so once, cut twice. I was resting my foot on the pedal.
Oh, I see what you did there. Measure twice, cut once. I got you. All right.
I know, it was lame. But doing that, I unthreaded my machine.
So the double cut didn't go well.
Not the best way to do
Anything
it.
can happen on the live, folks.
Including lame jokes. I did have a joke. What was it? Oh, should I tell it?
When was that?
About the mummy?
I don't remember it.
You don't, well, okay. Must not be that good of a joke, but I'll tell it anyway. In Egypt, they found a new tomb with a mummy that was covered in, when they opened the sarcophagus, it was covered in nuts and chocolate. They think it's Pharaoh Rocher.
There it is. Yeah. Ba-da. Do you sell any metallic thread?
We are
We're adding some lines. Let's say that.
Wonderfill. We're going to add the Wonderfill
Oh,
line.
that's wonderful, yeah. Fill in a few gaps.
More space. We are bursting at the seams here. No pun intended. But
Still funny.
it is funny. Well, sort of.
Thanks, Lana.
Funnier than my joke, I guess. But anyway, it was kid friendly, so Christian can tell that to his friends. They may not get it though. It's kind of an adult joke, but anyway, yeah. So we'll have more room, and the Wonderfill threads are just beautiful. They have a long arm thread. They have some amazing threads that have a single strand of metallic woven into them that I'm going to show you some really cool stuff with.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Stay tuned.
Yeah, that one you're going to love.
She's got some pretty cool ideas.
I'm always here.
Hemingworth thread. Do you know what that is?
Which?
Hemingworth.
Hemingworth. I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with the line.
Yeah, Debbie loves the Wonderfill. Okay, great.
Wonderfill has a great reputation. We looked at it a few years ago.
It was just difficult in the United States, was
Yeah.
about 5 years ago.
But they have a U.S. distributor now.
Helpful.
That is helpful. So, pretty. Okay, so that
Carrie
is...
can make a note to look at the Hemingworth.
So we can special order anything, but depends on the quantities.
Yeah.
So fun. So 4 of these segments, rotate, and piece your block together.
And do the twist.
So, I demoed this in our AccuQuilt Club, probably a year ago. But while we were at AQS in Branson, Cindy, the store manager here, was playing around with the tumbler die. And so she made this cool Kansas sunflower.
Yeah.
The circle in the middle is the 8-inch circle from the AccuQuilt as well. And so I'm going to show you how to make a short Dresden using the tumbler. It is super, super easy. And I've got just some scrap fabric, so I'm not going to worry about cutting it down to size. But it's a really easy way to make Dresdens. And so when you're doing these, when you're making this, normally you would want your straight grain to go this way. When you're doing the Dresden, you want your straight grain to go this way because you don't want it becoming egg-shaped. And when you piece them together, there's a lot of potential for that. So, got my salvage. So normally you would put your die like this with your fabric. We're going to go just the opposite. And so your salvage is going to be vertical.
What size die is that one?
This one is a 4.5. 4-inch finished.
How many of you have made a Dresden? Throw an emoji out there, Tom. I'm counting on you.
So I'm just going to cut these out. I'm not really going to... There's 6. I think we need 12. Might be 9. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So I'm just going to alternate. So we need 6 of each color. That.
Beverly's made a Dresden. Lana. Peggy's made one. Debbie's made one. So it's one of those that comes out very beautiful.
Oh, it's so elegant looking when you're done. And these, I don't know if you could use a Dresden or the smaller cube. I bet you could. For that one, I would try it.
Darlene's made one. Tom got us emoji. Good job, Tom. Thank you. Always count on him.
And 6 of this one. So I really like to have alternative uses for the dies that we purchase. And I know this is only intended to be a tumbler, which makes a really pretty quilt. And it's one of those ones when you have leftover pieces out of your quilts, you can just cut them up and then it's pieced together like this, and then you piece rows together. And so your rows go like this. So this is one you can cut your scraps in, just make real scrappy. Those look great. Baby blankets work really well in this. But to make the Dresden, you're actually going to fold it in half, and you're gonna sew. I should have used a printed fabric. You're going to fold right sides together. So all your pretty fabric is going to be on the inside of your Dresden. So this side. Do we have enough to cut one? Not quite. That's okay. And then you're going to sew right across the widest part. So once you have that, you have this little point up here, and you need to trim that just a little bit. We're not going to cut our stitches, we're just going to trim a little bit off of that corner. I like to press these open and I just finger press with this seam, just like that. Okay, and then we'll take our doohickey, and the way I like to do this is just kind of lay it in that open seam. Can everybody see? Are we good?
Yeah, I think we can
Just
see
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
And then just turn it. And that gives you that nice sharp point. And you don't really want to use your presser tool to press that just like that. I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to sew them together, and then you'll have the idea of how to make these. Again, we're just going to cut this corner off. Going to finger press this open. Lay this point right up there at the point, and then just turn it. And that keeps that seam pressed open. So once you have your pieces, you'll need 12 in order to do a complete circle. You take them over to the iron, and there's a couple of ways you can do this. So you can fold in half and just kind of put a little finger press mark, and that way when you open it, this seam, can they see? So what I did was folded it in half, just finger press a little crease in there, and then you line up your seam with this finger crease, and then we're just going to iron that. Or press it. We're not actually going to iron. You're pressing this one. So don't wiggle your iron around because you'll have like kind of awkward points on it. Again, I'm just folding this in half. I'm going to put a little finger crease in here. See my crease? And then I'm going to line this seam up with that crease. And again,
So
press.
you're making a kite.
Kind of. There we go. And it gives you those nice sharp points. Then you're going to take it over to your machine. And you'll probably want to come around or zoom in real close on this.
Let me see what I can do here.
Okay. So it's where you start and stop. Now we're going to sew towards the top here. Okay, so I am going to reinforce my stitches. So I'm going to do a little bit of back stitching. Couple stitches, back stitch, forward. And I'm going slow because we're going to stop just shy and backwards. So if you look, I did not sew off the edge of this. This is still a little bit open right here, and you want to leave that open. If you sew off the edge of this, you're going to see this white these stitches when you open this up. So again, with my Dresdens, it's probably the only time I like to do this. We're going to press this seam open. How easy is that?
Oh, it's super cool.
I know, it's super easy to make these. So you could do a whole quilt. You could take your inspiration from this one and add a long seam down the middle, or down the middle of your daisy or sunflower. I think this one is going to be a pillow. And it works because, you know, we're in Kansas. We do beef and sunflowers.
And
Thank you for joining us tonight.
remember
to
change your needle,
change your needle,
check your thread path.
check your thread path, and oil your rotary hook.
Yes. 3
Yeah.
very important things.
Front loader, side load bobbin. So,
Have a great week. Thanks for joining us.
yes.
Look forward to seeing you next week.